Hello everyone and welcome to A Slice of My Life. I would like to start this video by saying I caved. I got myself one of these, the iFidgets by Venom Designs. I know, before this I kept saying I was not gonna get one of these. I kept telling myself I wasn't gonna get one of these, but the more I went online, the more pictures of this I saw, the more video reviews that I saw. It was calling out to me, it was just calling out to me, and I was like, I have to get it. And then what made it worse was the fact that I went to the Venom Designs website, which is right here, venomdd.com. I realized that it was out of stock, and it stated there that lead time was about 1 to 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, I could wait 1 to 2 weeks. I guess it would not really affect the number of spinners that I'm going to have coming in, and well, you know, one thing led to another, and I finally just bought this. So here I am. I'm going to open it up on camera, and wow, okay, that's cool. You have a little Ziploc bag thing going on, and I really want to see the machining marks in person, so I just need to get this curiosity out of the way, you know. So here it is in a little bubble wrap packet, I guess. Yep, it is. And it's looking really small. It looks so small. It's like way smaller than I expected. Oh wow. That looks good. That looks really, really good. I see some powder. Maybe it's like, you know, from some residue from the machining, or it could be from the Ziploc bag over there. It's a little concave here that I guess is to help you rest your finger, but just giving it an initial rub down, it feels good so far. It doesn't feel like it's gonna have any sharp corners or whatever. But the machining marks on this is nice. It's better than what I expected. Like, in pictures, it looks like it's just straight lines, or in videos, it looks like straight lines. But the one I have right now looks like circular marks. Can you see that? It's like 2 circles right here. Look at the way it reflects the light. Okay, I'm just going a bit too far now. I didn't expect it to be this small. So here we go, first spin. This feels good. And it feels good to fidget. Okay, I gotta be fair and put this on my EDC for the next few days. This is the stainless steel version, by the way. It is a... oh, it's a shielded bearing. Okay. This is a 188 bearing, but it's shielded. So I guess part of my usual thing to do is to remove the shields on this. And yeah, well, the buttons are so light, they feel like they're aluminium. Maybe they are, I don't know. I gotta check the website again. But it's a 2/2 kind of a button, and then you have the stem in the middle. So yep, I might want to swap the buttons out as well. But so far so good. Alright guys, check back with you in about a week's time on this baby. It's gonna be really easy to carry this guy around. Bye.
One eternity later.
Hey guys, I am back. It's been quite some time since the unpackaging of the iFidget, and you can see that I have some brass inserts on the tritium slots instead of tritium vials. I think a lot of you on Facebook already know that I did this because I did it within 2 days of getting my iFidget. So if you trace back the date, then you'll know exactly how long ago I got the iFidget. So once again, this is the stainless steel iFidget, and now complete with brass inserts on the tritium slots. I got these brass inserts when I purchased the SpinStar spinner. You guys already know that. So these were the extras, and I used a little G-clamp. Basically put the insert in the slot, used a microfiber cloth, covered it so it wouldn't scratch it. Then I used a G-clamp and I just clamped it down by hand. And it's not the best job. It's not like perfectly flush. This side, the two slots feel a lot more flush. You can probably see from the, you know, from the edge, versus this side. This side, they kind of pop out a little bit more, and I think that's my fault because maybe I didn't center it properly or something, I don't know. And at the same time, I also want to let you guys know that I de-shielded the bearing. And honestly though, whether the bearing is shielded or de-shielded, it performs about the same. So those of you who want very slightly longer spin times, just de-shield the bearing, but you will get a bit more noise. And those of you who are happy with the performance in its stock form, you're not actually losing out a lot, just to get a quieter spin. Alright, here are my thoughts on the iFidget. It's actually a pretty good fidgeter. I'll honestly tell you that. I was actually quite surprised. I didn't expect that the size would be comfortable, I guess. I didn't expect that it would be very fidgetable because of its size. I expected something slightly bigger because when I first saw it, I was like, wait a minute, this guy's really small. You can see that the size is just like the first 2 joints of my index finger, and that's actually really small. And it's getting pretty good spin times for its size, in my opinion. Yes, there's a little bit more weights on the outside because I added the brass inserts, but the weight's so minute that it doesn't really help that much. It's not a significant change. It does help a little bit, very, very minute, like I said. But overall, I would say that it is a good spinner for what it is. It's a very good fidgeter, comfortable to hold and comfortable to feel. Now, some people will say that it's very nicely chamfered. I'm just going to show you the 2 different edges. Right, so you can see the outermost edge has a chamfer as well, and then the ridge over here, it's more like a ridge than a chamfer. Let's just be honest about that. Yes, this side here is rounded, but at the same time, it is also chamfered across. So I think machining wise, this is made quite well, but some people still feel that the outer edge here is going to be a little bit sharp. For me, sometimes I feel it's sharp, but then again, it's not like cutting me. It is sharp and it's a little bit uncomfortable. The next thing is, I really dislike the buttons. These are aluminium buttons, and for its price, well, I got this guy for about 60 US because it's a stainless steel version, and it came with the aluminium buttons. And I guess looking at the quality and standard of the main body, I'm quite sad that the buttons came in this way. These are the old style buttons where you actually use 2 identical halves, as you can see, and then you kind of use a set screw as a middle piece to hold the buttons together. And I really don't like this design. I wish it could have been done with the standard way, I would say, nowadays, where it's actually a solid male and solid female piece. You know, I know that there are like little dots to kind of mimic stippling on the button over here, but it's just aluminium. It feels really smooth still, doesn't offer any grip, and it's, I don't know, it looks just off in my opinion. I mean, look at that. You can clearly see that this entire shade is so aluminium. That's all I have to say about it. Just so aluminium compared to the rest of the body and the entirety of the spinner. I mean, if you purchase the aluminium spinner, then coming with aluminium buttons, it would be more acceptable, I suppose. But this being a stainless steel one, I guess I was hoping for at least a stainless steel button. I am aware that if you purchase the higher end versions, like the titanium ones, you get titanium buttons, and if you purchase the tungsten one, you get stainless steel buttons. But you know, $60 for this, and then you get buttons like these, just I can't see the justification there, so I'm sorry. But anyway, that aside, the design of the button actually is quite good, but it could have been done a lot better. It is flat on the outer lip, concaving in with a flat dish in the middle, and it looks actually quite good. But the thing is, this edge over here, the outermost edge of the button, actually is quite sharp, especially, you know, on some spots like this area over here is really sharp. And because the frame actually dips in here like that, my finger sometimes rubs against the edge of the button, as you can see, and that causes me a little bit of discomfort when I'm pushing forward. So let's use that point and move on to the fidgetability of this. Like I mentioned, the fidgetability is really good. So basically, performing a preloaded flick, no problem. This is really comfortable when you're performing preloaded flicks because it's so small, and it's just really comfortable, yeah. But when you push forward, like I mentioned, you gotta be careful of the buttons over here, and you gotta be careful of the edge in case you guys find the edge sharp. I don't find this edge very sharp. I find the button edge sharper, so that's my main cause of grief, I suppose. But if you perform a forward flick with your index finger or pull back, that's definitely not going to be a problem. It's very fidgetable here, this I will admit. And it feels really nice whenever you land up here and you kind of pull back and you rub against the frame of the spinner like that. It's very comfortable. And I find myself fidgeting with the iFidget in this way more often than this, because once my finger reaches the middle, I feel that dip over here. It's kind of like a tactile feel, like, okay, you've reached the middle spot, then you can just go ahead and push forward again for another flick. So that's actually really nice. It's, if I were to use a word, it is intuitive. Like, you just naturally feel it and you immediately know, okay, I've reached that spot and I'm going to push forward. So that's really comfortable, honestly. Now, in the same grip and you're fidgeting with the fourth finger, it is the same as with your third finger or your middle finger. Just make sure that, you know, you don't feel this hard edge over here on the side of your fourth finger. Like for me, flicking forward this way somehow feels even more uncomfortable actually, because it feels like as if my finger is rubbing against this edge as well as the inner edge of the button at the same time. I know it's weird that this is happening, but this is what I feel. So all in all, besides the machining marks and the shape, it's a very simplistic, very clean design. Good job on the machining marks, I really like it. But having buttons like that with a little bit of sharpness here and there, I can't justify the $60 price tag. This is a little bit expensive in my opinion. For something so small, I don't know, maybe I'm just not appreciating the machining work. I know that the iFidget has a lot of fans and a lot of followers, and Venom DD has already released their try, but this really, I won't recommend it. If you are buying the aluminum version, then maybe yeah. If you're buying it for a collection, then maybe yeah. If you're getting the tungsten version with the whole base as a collection or as a collector's piece, then yeah. But if you get the stainless steel version, I'd rather you take $60 and spend it on something else. You know what I mean? It is a very small, compact, and very stylish looking spinner, but really it's not something up my alley. Yeah. Now, quick size comparison for you guys. You can see it is about the same height as a stubby, but narrower than a stubby. So really, if you find a stubby very pocketable and very comfortable to bring around, then you will find this guy very pocketable and very comfortable to bring around as well. Now down to my final verdict. You guys already know that I don't particularly enjoy this spinner. For that price point and for the buttons you get, I really can't justify it. As a spinner itself, it is a very fun fidget spinner, and it's very nice to look at, with the exception of the buttons. So for this, in my opinion, you know, you're gonna want to fill in the tritium slots. You're gonna want to change out the buttons, you know, then you would get a very nice spinner, but all of that costs extra money. Like, trits are not cheap, and buying extra buttons can be quite expensive as well. I don't know guys, I'm not going to highly recommend it, even though I know a lot of people love it just because of the way it looks. I bought it because I got suckered in by this machining mark. Look at the reflection. That is awesome, and that's just about it for me. That's it. If you're interested, I'll put links in the video description to Venom DD's website, and I don't even know if these are available for sale anymore, but I'll just put links anyway, and you guys can stay tuned because they might drop some rare versions or some exotic versions in the future. I don't know, but at least there are the tri-fidgets. I don't know if they're still available at this point of time. Last but not least, if you realize I didn't talk much about the gyroscopic effect, and that's because I actually experienced an idiot on Facebook. Yes, I'm calling you out, Benny. Benny Wang on Facebook called me out and told me that he felt my review on the Origin spinner was biased. And he basically said that the way I made it seem was that the Origin spinner was a 100 perfect score kind of spinner, but he only rated it at an 85. And when I asked him what was his issue with it, that he felt the need to actually call me out and throw some shade on me, and he said that because he felt that the gyro effect was pretty strong on that one. And I said, it's just out of this world that you would want to fault any reviewer on the gyroscopic effect. So let me just tell you guys, I'm not going to talk about gyroscopic effect anymore in my review videos just because of that one guy. I mean, come on. If it's a bar spinner, it will have that wobble. It will have that wobble. So if I'm gonna be faulted because I said that it doesn't experience much wobble when you turn it on its axis, then seriously, fuck off. That's all. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next slice of my life. Bye! If you guys are wondering why I'm wearing this ring on my hand in this particular video, surprise, surprise, I got inspired by Ron Morrows when I saw his post of his iFidget on the Venom DD's Facebook page, and he put a silicone ring around his iFidget just like that. And yes, I swapped the buttons out. These are Herc X buttons with the natural abalone inlays, and I got a few of these silicone rings, and with his advice and recommendation, I got myself a few of these silicone rings. They are size 12 or 12.5. 12 or 12.5 they would work, but I got a few of these in fact. Kind of looks like a phone case bumper on your iFidget, and it's cool because you get to swap out whatever color you want. So initially I put the blue on, it looked pretty good, but with the brass inserts I got this dark metallic, I guess bronzy or brassy color, and I think it looks really good. On top of that, it really changes the whole way this spinner feels completely, and it's very comfortable now. I really have to admit that it's really comfortable. Now some people will find this pretty cheesy, Some people will find this kind of lame, or it makes it look not so classy, I guess, makes it look a little bit cheap. But in my opinion, this really changes the way the entire iFidget feels. It's so comfortable, guys. It's really comfortable, very, very fun to flick because there is a nice, strong grip now. And on top of that, totally negates all the negative comments I had about it feeling uncomfortable whenever I'm performing forward flicks like that. This silicone ring really works wonders. I don't know, guys. I just really enjoy it, and I thought it was a really cool, really awesome way of actually changing the look and feel of your iFidget. Just swapping it out with different colors really makes it look a lot different and stand out from the rest of the iFidgets around. Yeah, mine already stands out, I know, because I use brass inserts instead of tritium vials, but looking at this, I really like it. I think this is so cool. Best shit ever. Best chicken in Singapore.
Best shit ever. Get down to it.
Get down to it with spice. Mashed potato. Oh, best fried chicken ever. Yeah.
This is shit.
What do you think of this? What do you think that just now when you were playing with it?
Good grip because it's silicone. It's a nice touch to it, and the color goes well with the little brass here that you can see. It's just right there. Very nice touch to it. Overall, aesthetically, it's pretty good. And then, you know, Ben has this abalone buttons that is different on both sides. It's cool shit.
Cool shit.
Benji can have play.
I mean, I agree it's smoother when you spin, right? But
Joe, you try without silicone.
right, man. Yeah, I'm a fan of this compact eye-shaped spinners. Or bar-shaped spinner, sorry. Yeah.
Then, you haven't tried without silicone, right?
I think I tried it before.
Very smooth.
Nah, get it with silicone. Just put the silicone on.
Just put the rubber on, bro.
Yeah, just keep it on.
Okay, it's time to dig in. I'm gonna wash my hands first and enjoy this feast.